Hello, and welcome to the Tavern Chat Podcast. I am your host, Eric Tenkar, your bartender in the OSR, remain proprietor at the Tenkar's Tavern blog, unless we forget the Tenkar's Tavern Discord server and the Facebook group. So, this is night 2 and final night of my little weekend getaway to the Poconos with my wife, Rach, and our dog, Donka. Donka's staring at me right now in my wife's lovely arms. She's like, I need to be part of this too. Oh, no, you can't be. As we're sitting here, was it Hurricane Dorian? It's now 185 miles per hour. Category 5 hurricane. I think it's hitting the Bahamas now. It's going to be making landfall either on the Florida coast or Georgia, and it's gonna be hard. I understand that, but I like to take inspiration for my gaming events, like I said yesterday's episode, using local history, and I think you can certainly use large weather events in your campaigns that you run as a GM. So long as you recognize the fact that they are large weather events. They are going to hit a region, not just an area, not just a city, a town. It's going to hit a region, and it's going to have a huge effect. But remember, there are spells in your magical world, and probably magical items, that can have an effect. Now, if you have the spell control weather, you're not going to be able to stop the storm. You're not going to be able to take a Category 5 hurricane and turn it around. However, you can probably protect a large town, maybe a small city, from the worst effects. And if you can do that, then in the aftermath, your location, your town, your city is going to be the place to be. If people want to make commerce, they want to trade for food, for goods, they're going to have to go to your city. That spell is hugely powerful on a campaign level. We don't even think about it. We think about it usually in how it's going to affect an encounter. But if you have that spell, you're affecting a whole campaign, that location. You can protect it from the blizzards. You can protect it from the hurricanes, the typhoons, the cyclones, all that stuff. Now, it's one thing if it's an NPC that's doing it, but now, what if your players get put in a position, obviously either high level or have access to a spell, where they can protect the town from these massive weather events? The profits that can be made are huge, but then again, at the same time, you're going to have other interests that are going to be looking to take them out. Because if you're in a location that's going to be suffering, you don't want a pristine town being the one that's going to grab all the business, going to grab all the travel, all the influence. So either they're going to want to bring the PCs to them, maybe outbid, or maybe they're going to try to take out the PCs. Or maybe, like I said, maybe it's an NPC and maybe the players are being hired to entice the NPC to protect a different location. There are possibilities to this. Now, maybe the players are in a location where they don't have access to any of this. Now, weather is an enemy that they can't fight in normal terms. They can't use their weapons and hold it back. And like I said, there's only certain spells that are going to have an effect. But maybe they have to work on a very local level of things to protect people. And it comes down to, building sandbags and protecting a levee from flooding. you can get the players involved in stuff from either side. Either protecting a location, or maybe not even to their knowledge, destroying or weakening protections. Maybe they don't know why they're being hired to do certain things. On the flip side, with the right spells or the right artifact, maybe you can create weather that is destructive on this scale. Again, it doesn't have to be the players. It could be an NPC, and maybe they have to find that NPC that is bringing up these localized hurricanes that are wiping out individual towns. What's their motivation? What is their end goal? Are they looking to just drive these towns into bankruptcy and pulverize them, or is there something else going on? Maybe it's the elves targeting the humans who are encroaching on their lands and not trying to wipe out those settlements by using magic that controls the weather. Maybe it is a rogue element that is doing such. So if it was the elves, it's not the elven king or the elven lord that's behind this, or whatever court that they hold. But maybe it's a rogue element that's gone a little bit off the deep end and sees this as a way of saving the elven race from these encroaching primitive humans, or the dwarves that are coming out of the hills. Maybe that's how this elf was taking care of the encroaching orc tribes. That was a Dotson sneeze, by the way, if you heard that. I'm sort of... a second sneeze.
Oh, boy.
Yes, Donka.
Okay.
You maybe...
Upright.
Yeah, maybe you shouldn't be lying on your back like a baby in your mother's arms. But there are certainly ways to use weather as a plot device. And it can be natural weather, it can be weather that is invoked by magical means. But there's a lot of ways you can play with it. But just realize that, weather is an adversary that cannot be combated by ways that the players are used to combating things. It's not like a trap that they can just avoid or disarm, or something they can fight. They can't fireball it. So they got to think out of the box, especially if they don't have the right spells to control or lessen the effects. I like to think a little bit out of the box when I'm here in the Poconos. I get a chance to let my mind roam a bit freer. So yeah, these podcasts from up here, maybe a little bit more rambly than the usual ones, but I think they're all rambly anyway. What the fuck, right? All right, folks. Tomorrow I should be in Nueva York. I'm back to my normal abode, so I will see you. Well, won't literally see you, but I will talk to you then. In the meantime, everybody, be safe, be well. If you're in the path of the storm, take all the precautions that you need to do. And if you're in that area of an evacuation, don't be a dick. Leave. God bless everyone. And I will talk with you all tomorrow. Later, folks.